Long time no see everyone, it's your old mate Chicagon back at it again. This time with a closer look at the Yohji Yamamoto Put On Spring Summer 24 show in Paris. Now, that took me so many times to say, and also I filmed like half this video and realized I wasn't actually recording it, so let's get to it. As always, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and comments are very much appreciated. Now, to preface before we get into the meat and potatoes of it all, I am not very knowledgeable about the fashion thing. If you're seeking a more nuanced and something with references and more knowledgeable chat about this probably isn't for you. I'm very new to all this and sort of just gaining my footing and haven't done a video like this before, but would love to discuss it and go through what I liked and didn't like about the show. So if you're down for that, let's go. So, a Yohji Yamamoto show. Of the ones that I've seen, especially in more recent years, they all seem very stripped back and bare compared to other labels' shows. There's no grandeur, there's no wild set, there's not a lot of decorations, there's not a lot really going on aside from a small space, barely any decorations, the models come through, and what I do like about the models is that they all walk very slowly, like they just don't have anywhere to be, and the way that they interact to each other and stare each other down, at least in the men's shows, is really neat. It's something that I don't see a lot, but also I guess I don't watch a lot of other shows. But you can always be sure to have brooding types down the runway, and they're usually soundtracked with Yohji just wailing on the mic. It feels like he just does what he wants, and if he wants to make some songs, he puts out some songs and then thinks, look, you know what, that's gonna be the music to my show as well. There's a couple of other songs in the show that are covers of more popular older songs, which I guess I can't play for, copyright reasons, but overall the music is generally quite nice and does suit the mood of the show as well. So 41 looks in total. I did enjoy the show. The TLDR, I did enjoy it. I just have beef with some specific things which just for me make me feel uncomfortable, and we'll get into those as we go through the looks. But yeah, 41 looks, that's a lot of looks. I just can't imagine the amount of work that goes into doing this kind of stuff. Season after season, sometimes mid-season things, it's just, stresses me out. So let's begin with look number 1. So we have old mate over here, and one thing I want to point out before we get to the clothes is the facial hair. The facial hair surely wasn't real. It looked so bizarre that everyone had like the same goatee, and I don't mean that they cut out the same goatee. It looked like the same made goatee. I'm not sure whether you call it a merkin or not, but just on their face. I don't know, it was quite funny and just, took me a while to be like, surely this isn't their real facial hair. I don't know, can someone confirm that? But yes, look 1. I have no idea what this is made of, but the sheen that it seems to have, it's almost kind of, it's sparkly, is really cool. I like the shirt beneath it, and whether or not this scarf part is part of the top itself, like the coat, or it's a separate piece, it's really nice. Another thing I'm a really big fan of is Yohji shoes. I know that they're not a generally sought after thing, but I do have a couple of pairs, and I do really love them, so I like keeping an eye on them when they are shown. These shoes here, very understated. You can't really see too much of them, but shoes are generally repeated through looks across the show, so probably get a better look at them later on. Look number 2, we have a shirt that looks similar to the material and fabric that's used in look 1. We have, again, this interesting tied detail on the wrists, cuffs of there. I'm not sure whether that is like a piece of fabric that's longer on the sleeve or not, and then you wrap it up to hold the length, but it is kind of cool. And it does seem unusual to me. And you can see that the shirt on the side has been tied as well on the drape of one edge. I'm not sure whether that's a longer edge, but I think it must be because it is much longer than where the other side sits free. I'm neither here nor there on the actual coat and pants themselves. They do match each other, which is quite nice. And the shoes are very understated here. We see that they look a bit unfinished and have an interesting tread sole on them. Maybe Vibram. I know that a lot of Yohji stuff does have Vibram soles on it, especially lately. Look number 3. Again, with a very sparkly number similar to look 1 and the shirt from look 2. That scarf piece hanging over the top there as well. Another look at these shoes. We can see them a bit better because the pants are a bit shorter, so they are low shoes. The shoes in this one are different to the other ones, and they look like they're layered with some sort of unfinished midsole that looks like it was just torn from a larger piece of something. I wonder what's on the bottom of these. But it looks cool. And then the pieces along the eyelets are raised from the actual shoe itself. I'm really interested in the shoes. And we have our first hat. Yohji hats, for me, I actually do not know who buys them. They're usually quite pricey, and they can sometimes kind of look like you're a magician or a wizard. I'd love to feel one in person and see what it's like, but I just genuinely don't know who's out buying these. And whoever is, that's sick. I need to talk to you about them because I have a lot of questions, because they just seem like hats that not a lot of people want. Look number 4 here, we have a lovely suit, jacket, and pants with what could maybe be silk in the shirt underneath. I love the button details along the lapel of this. And we have one of my favorite things that's recurring throughout the show shown here first. This dragonfly pin on the lapel of the blazer. So cool. So cool. That's one of the things I want most from this collection. If that is something that gets released, I wonder how much they'll be, whether they'll be like a silver 950 or they're just going to be brass. Who knows? They are awesome accessories. We have a cute distressed hat here as well. These looks are, it's just always interesting seeing the clothes styled, because I always look at my wardrobe and think, how on earth am I going to put something together? And you just watch these shows and it feels effortless. It feels like these people just rolled out of bed and chucked whatever was on and decided to walk down a runway. Look 5. I love the contrast of the patterns on this. I'm not sure whether this is a vest or not, but because of the 2 points down the bottom, I'm going to assume that it is some sort of vest. Love the patterning on it and how it goes with this interesting looking material for both the jacket and the pants. The shoes are pretty neat too. Interesting lacing style and very, very low profile, super low profile shoes. Again, we see the dragonfly pins, a couple on the coat, as well as one which looks like it's a necklace here as well. Another interesting hat, a big floppy one that sort of, I don't know what kind of vibe this gives off. I just never ever see anyone wearing these kind of hats. Perhaps that is an Australian thing and it's more common in Europe or in Asia. But in Australia, I don't think I've ever seen someone wear a hat like this. Look 6. I do like the sort of checkered pattern going along both the top and the bottom, and another beautiful dragonfly pin. Just, oh, so I love how on Yohji pieces, there's just buttons. There's usually buttons everywhere, or as a detail rather than actual functional buttons. The first time I saw something like that, I was very confused as to, what is this for? Like, are you supposed to button something to it, or are they just, I'm new to fashion, alright? I'm new to fashion. The first time I saw a double-breasted coat and actually had one, I was confused with what to do. So then we have to get to the shoes, which is one of my biggest things with this. Who buys toeless dress shoes? Who is this for? Who gets up in the morning and thinks, I'm gonna go out to do something, but I'm gonna wear my dress shoes to look nice, but it's a little hot, so I'm gonna put on my toeless ones. Perhaps it's because I just don't really like feet, but they just make me feel so uncomfortable, these shoes. And they recur. And when I ask who wants to do this, well, you're gonna find out who wants to do this at the end of this. Look number 7, we have our first look at printed numbers, this gorgeous coat and pants combination with a long shirt underneath. But looking a little bit closer, it looks like it's a collared vest on one side, but then the other half is a long shirt with the same print on it. So I guess that's one piece. I don't know whether this is a long sleeve number or a short sleeve number, but It's really interesting. Again, with the tied part on the coat and the tied part on the shirt as well. A recurring theme here as well. I'm not sure what this symbolizes, but it's nice to see some sort of unity across all the looks. Sorry, the sun is like blaring directly in my face. It's difficult. And I don't want to put glasses on because that would just be odd. Another nice hat here, looking unfinished and unkept with just tears and holes through it. It's like in the review from the show by the Fashion Roadman, old mate. Yohji's so good at making unfinished or unkept clothes look like they're supposed to be like that and not messy or just like, oh, that's a bit weird. It all just looks like it's supposed to look like that, and it feels like it's a very, very fine line making it look appealing and unappealing. So a master, yeah, a true master. Look number 8, we have the similar print from look number 7, but it's on the other side now. This is a longer shirt. It's not like a mix between a vest and shirt piece. We have this interesting collar here, which with the buttons along the outside of the collar and some being undone on one side, it makes me wonder whether you can actually remove this collar, if it's one of those adjustable ones, or it's just a interpretation of a button down. The coat and pants on this is awesome too, with the straps along the shoulders and then another strap on one of the legs of the pants as well. Just, you know, tying it all together because they are supposed to go as a two-piece. Another cool hat. We've got a lot of different hats here, so I'm very, very curious as to how much they cost. And the more I look at them, the more I'm starting to like them. Shoes, we've got some interesting chunky soled, low profile. I can't tell whether to call them sneakers or not, but with the toe caps and everything, they're like sneakers with a potentially Vibram sole. It's interesting. Look 9, we have a layered look with a coat, then a vest, and then underneath that, another vest. It's very interesting though, because the mid vest, the one in the black, has button slits on either side, but no buttons. So perhaps it's just supposed to sit open. And then the vest underneath that has this blue denim cut on one of the sides there too. I don't quite know what's going on here, or whether that is just one piece. But yeah, vests on vests. The coat and the pants are very cool too, with a lot of Ys on them. I wonder what they are for. Another pair of low profile shoes. I do like Yohji boots, but Yohji sneakers I feel are just very, very overpriced for what they are. But you know, to each their own. Look number 10, an all black. We have what looks like a version of the coat from look 8 with the shoulder straps, with some ankle length pants. The coat is also tied. Again, we're seeing the tie motif with then layers underneath, which again, I can't tell how many we are going. It looks like coat, vest, vest, shirt. When I think of summer, I think about wearing 4 layers on the top of my body, but you know, we're neither here nor there. During the show as well, I noticed that a lot of people in the audience were fanning themselves, and I was thinking, how hot must it be that the crowd that's wearing, you know, simple layers, some people in like t-shirts as well, is boiling, and these models are in 4 or 5 layers. Amazing. Another hat here, looks like it's been squashed. I wonder who the milliner is for Yohji, or whether that's done in-house, because every single hat so far has been a different hat. Maybe hats are in. Look 11. Another coat with the double shoulder straps. Epaulettes? Epaulet? I don't know what they're called, but I did also learn that they are to keep your bag from slipping down. However, I will say that these may not actually be epaulettes, because epaulettes go this way so the bag doesn't fall down your shoulder, whereas these are like front to back, and then your strap would just, they'd be going the same way as the strap of your bag. It wouldn't make any sense. So definitely just for aesthetics. We have a printed shirt here, which looks quite nice, contrasting with the pants, and then these patchwork looking shoes as well. Look number 12, again, similar styled jacket. It's very, very reoccurring, these double straps on the shoulders. I really like those. A long shirt underneath with some trousers and shoes. This is a very, very clean look. I like this jacket though, because as simple as a look can be, having those double straps does draw your eye to it, and with all the extra buttons as well. I think it's very, very cool details. 13. Again, double strap jacket, long shirt. We have these wide pants with buttons on the side. I wonder whether that means that the pants can be separated. It kind of looks like they can be. If you're ever interested in letting air in for just the top half of your pants, we've got some pants for you. Look 14. A longer coat this time. Again, double straps on the shoulders. Beneath that, we have what looks to be like a button-up long sleeve, potentially, with blue along the button holes and along the button sides there too, and wearing a t-shirt underneath. I'm just going to assume it's a t-shirt. Here in this look as well, we see more of the knots, but we see another motif come in, which is like the ribboning and twisting of fabrics. I can't actually tell what is what here, because I can see the blue twisting. Perhaps that's part of the pants, or it is part of like the black button number as the mid that just is longer at the back. I'm not too sure. We have the low profile shoes again with the interesting horizontal lacing, just not really detracting. They're just fulfilling their purpose of being shoes. Look 15. We have a very, very restrained number compared to the other ones we've been seeing. I quite like this one though. We have this blazer with what I thought at first were like distressed edges, and they are, but it's like they're zipper tracks, but not zipper tracks. Along one lapel, crossing over the other one, which also has a zipper-like look to them there, with the raw edges too. Interesting little detail. I think it's a open collared shirt underneath, and then we have like a Henley shirt as the base layer. A very, very chill look. Like this looks like more summery compared to some of the other ones we've been seeing, but still for me, I would never be able to wear this many layers in hot weather. Look 16, again with these crossing over zipper track like things. They're not actually zipper tracks. I just think of them because of the shape and also the three lines they have down the middle. I really like the shirt underneath though, in this sort of wine color contrasting with the green middle part of the buttons. Long coat with then the slimmer pants. I wouldn't say that they're skinny, but slimmer pants and shoes as well. 17. Okay, so I know that we had a weird goatee thing at first, but when 17 was coming down the runway, I was thinking, there's surely no way this is this person's facial hair. It is just too much. It's too much. But if we stop looking at that, this is actually an awesome look. I really, really like the reds and how they stand out. I like the red hat. Am I becoming a hat person? I don't know. And then the glasses. We get to see some eyewear in this collection as well. I'm not sure whether they're going to be sold or not, but some decoration on the top part of one and on the bottom half of the other. We have our first print of Yohji himself on a shirt. We're going to get a lot more of those. I don't know how you feel about them. I'm neither here nor there. I perhaps, I would prefer that to just having Yohji branded things. And I say that with a staff shirt there, another staff shirt, and then a couple of ties that say Yohji on them. I don't really mind it. It just can get a lot when you see it across many, many pieces in a collection. Across seasons as well. And look, another pair of toeless shoes. What I do like about these shoes though is that the red does tie it into the rest of the look. I will never get over toeless shoes at all. They're not sandals. Why would you do this to a pair of shoes? Look 18, a very big contrast from the red. We have a white focused look that is, this person looks like they're up to something. It's the glasses, it is that big hat, it is this coat that is just attached at one button in the middle, but then the piece drapes over to one side, and the blacks and the whites contrasting. I'd love to see more of the shirt underneath that we can see has a huge full print on it, but unfortunately we don't get to see it. A nice white look. 19. We have a nice light outer coat. We got this long shirt with a print on it of the bust of somebody. Some interesting finishing along the neck. I can't tell what that is. but it looks like an irregular collar where the top of it goes around and then like hooks into one of those, you know, those belt systems where you like loop it through like that to sort of tighten it. It's an interesting neck detail. Some crop pants and the low profile horizontally laced shoes. Look 20. This is one of my favorite ones, actually. I do love the printed cherubs across the blazer and the pants. And then we have a Yohji face print with his dog as well. He loves that dog. I would love to see more photos of the dog, but you know, perhaps he's private about them. But really, really like this look as well. Shoes, again, just not doing a lot, but they don't need to. They don't need to really distract from the rest. 21, we've got more of the cherubs, but they look a bit more colorful here, like someone turned the saturation up on the jacket and pants. And then we have another Yohji top with the dog. This time it has color. I think it's the same shirt, just one he's wearing a blue headscarf and this one is wearing a red headscarf. 22, some more fun facial hair here that is just, it's just definitely not real. A nice hat. We've got a shirt with some feet on it and this very interesting double button on the very edge of the collar at the top of the shirt. This really nice draping coat with tied sleeves again. And some pants and shoes that tie the look together in. It's a nice black look. 23, another one of my favorites here. We've just got all these pattern numbers. Each item has a different pattern full print on it. You know, and who can say that they've never wanted to have a toilet on their leg? Well, let me tell you, here are your toilet leg pants. Really interesting large hat on the top as well. Some more fake facial hair. And yeah, this look is, it just looks expensive. It's gonna be expensive, but I like it. I really like the shirt especially. And just all the patterns, it's very, very nice. Very appealing to me. Look 24, some more all covered prints. I just really like this, and it really makes me think of the other Japanese label, Lad Musician, that does some full prints as well. I'm not saying that they were influenced by that, it just reminds me of that too, because when I see their clothes, a lot of it is full print. Kind of these interesting colors with blacks as well. But I love this. I think this kind of thing looks really, really cool, and would love to see it in person when it does eventually arrive here, hopefully. Look 25, this one we have more of these prints. We've got like two figures on the shirt and yeah, really nice clean hat. I just want to see these prints in person to actually like properly look through them because they just look amazing. Shoes wise here, we have some boots. I think potentially for the first time or potentially for the first time us being able to see the boots. Front zips opened up. They also do have holes for laces, but they are not laced. And I guess they're opened up so you can stick the pants in. Very, very cool. I like how they look. I wonder what they're going to be like in person. And it seems like it's on one of them, there is like a tongue, but I can't see the tongue on the one that's on the floor. So I don't quite know what's going on there. Look 26, we have some more of this interesting ribbony type motif, and this is on like the edges of the jacket and of the pants as well. T-shirt with a print of Yohji on it and just toeless shoes, toeless dress shoes. 27, looking like they're wearing similar to the look before, but with the red ribbon trim definitely stands out and also contrasts with, you know, the red on these shoes, which look bizarre. Like they look so deformed. I'm not sure whether this is leather or not. They look very artisanal, those shoes. That's what really has my eye caught the most here. Very, very fun look. I just can't imagine how much these shoes are gonna cost. Look 28, some more of these edges, but they're in white, contrasting with the white hat, the black shirt, and again, the front zip boots where we can see that yes, there is a tongue. It was just pulled to the side and one. So you can actually lace these up. I wonder if we'll get a look with them laced up. 29, a very toned down compared to the other ones look with these interesting shoes, similar to the red ones. Perhaps the red is just spray paint. It's not like dyed in. I can't really tell, but looking at the shoes, they just look completely deformed. They're really interesting. Some more ties around the cuffs of the wrists. And then we have a long white shirt with then a vest, another vest, or potentially a blazer, and then the coat there as well. you know, typical summer wear. Look 30, wearing some sneakers here that now it looks like someone's just poured like casting sugar all over them. Again, with the tied part of the long shirt. I'd like to try this as one of my long shirts, actually. It's a very neat little detail. Very, very basic and simple, but I like how it looks. Some more of the interesting zipper track type things, and the shirt seems to be a double collar, which is cool. Not enough double collars out there. Look 31. We have more of this ribboning, this time in blue, mainly along the shirt. The jacket looks like it's denim. Wow, it's like a denim blazer. And then there is a scarf somewhere in there coming out and wrapping across the torso on the left side. Some denim jeans, some simple black shoes. I'm very curious of this scarf and whether it is attached to the shirt or is it separate. Really clean look. I don't think I've seen a denim blazer before. Would you call it a denim blazer or a denim jacket? I think it's a blazer more because of the lapels and it just looks like a blazer, but it's denim. 32. So now we start to see the inclusion of some of these like oversized safety pins. I know that pins and details like this have become quite popular recently. My honest opinion on these is that I thought they looked really cheap. Perhaps it's because of they used colors. I'm not sure. I don't really like these details. But besides that aside, the look itself is a interesting vest type thing where you've got like, it starts buttoned up at the top, but then you've got like another piece of fabric over the top that then buttons below it and goes down. But they're all the one piece of the vest. It's confusing. Then we have the pants that just have more buttons willy-nilly. I just can't tell whether there's a shirt underneath of that. Oh no, I'm confused. I am confused. The tied sleeves, again, and a better look at the more deformed looking shoes here, this time without any colors on them. They look wild. I really wonder whether they're leather or not, because I wonder how they fit. I wonder how they fit on your feet. Yeah, it looks bizarre. 33, more of the safety pins here. And yeah, look, some of the paint is coming off of the red, so I wonder what they are underneath, if it's like white or anything like that, or if they're silver. This look is pretty chill. It's a denim coat with denim pants that have slits in them. This nice hat, are they called Henley shirts? A top with this interesting necklace. I wonder if it's a lighter case. And then the toeless shoes. I love everything about this look. And then we get to the shoes. 34, we see more of these pins all over the body. This time in silver. I think they look a bit nicer in silver compared to just being spray painted. The clean hat from earlier, I think. And again, just some interesting shirt stuff. Are we going a long shirt, then vest, and then vest? I can't tell. I cannot actually figure out what's going on at the top here. But the pants, luckily, are keeping it very, very simple, considering that the top half is going bonkers. And these really cool shoes again. I hope we get these shoes in here at the local shop that sells Yohji in Melbourne, because I just need to see them in person. 35, we have this wild necklace stack on top. I wonder if it's just one looped over and over, or if it's many. Some white pins with then, I guess, the pants. So the pins hold the pants from splitting, perhaps? I wonder if they come with the pants then. I'm not sure. It is a very cool casual look. I like the shirt. I like the length of the jacket as well. The simplicity of the shoes, which seem to have like some sort of chain, which I just don't understand what that's doing on that foot, but links it into like the chains up top as well. Look, 36. Now this one, I made a comment in my notes about this one. This guy with a false looking goatee, just wearing a vest. Nothing else. Just vest, gun show, these baggy pants, shoes, and gloves with a hat on. Made me think we had gone back to the 90s. Now, I don't even know if this is a 90s look, but to me, it feels like a look out of place and out of time. Just because there's so much bare skin. And it's kind of tough. The vest is really cool. Little chain hanging out on one side, and then just seemingly 3 pockets on one side of the vest as well. Really, really cool. I just thought it was really funny. It just caught me so off guard. 37, loved this one. This one in movement was amazing. The coat and the pants have all these extra like circular pieces of fabric sewn onto them so they sort of flap about. You can see it on the hat as well. The wonderful chain detailing on the neck, which looks like it's a neck cuff. I didn't think that would be part of the shirt itself, but this one, really cool. Just, I have no idea how this would work as a summer thing. I would burn up, but again, motif, tying the cuffs. I feel like we've seen that so much. 38, we have a similar coat with the extra bits of fabric, but it does seem to be a little cropped. All these huge chains across the body that are just awesome to look at. A floppy hat, these wide pants, and the deformed shoes as well. One of my favorite looks, honestly. This one's really cool. I wonder whether the chain is a separate accessory or not, but we'll find out soon enough. 39, this beautiful jewelry necklace here. I think these are neck cuffs. They have to be, because we see the shirt go up and then the neck cuff, the neck part is like a different fabric that all this kind of silver hangs off of. We'll find out, I guess. Long shirt, this jacket over the top, which is in like layers of pieces covering each other. Kind of like a duster coat, but make it fashion, I suppose. Is it a duster coat? The ones like outlaws would wear. It would be covered at the top, but more layers going down. And then these pretty interesting pants with similar layering going on here. Very simple shoes. Just don't want to detract from the rest of it. Love the hat. I can't believe I've gone to like, who would buy a hat? And now I'm like, I would buy a hat. I would buy one of these hats. Look 40. Now, I know I said there were 41 looks. There's 40 looks, and the last one is the man himself. So this is the last look from the show. And just what a difference from old mate in in single vest walking down to these final ones. I made in my notes that the final few looks were just, wow. Really over the top. This pleating detail on the pants. Pleating detail on what looks like part of the top. Just all these layers. I can't tell what's going on. More silver around the neck, but this time underneath the collar and the floppy hat. These just look so good in motion. If you haven't seen it, I recommend watching the show because even just these few final looks just worked so well. And then for 41, we have the man himself. Yohji comes out. Looks like he was about to fall over, or he was just playing around and then sort of like almost walked into the wall. It was quite funny. And I love how he just always wears basically the same thing. Coat, vest, shirt, the same floppy hat. And this time we're seeing some interesting tapered pants into what I could not believe. The monkey boots. One of my favorite shoes, the monkey boots, but he's just cut the toes out of them. And I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. How did that happen? And looking closer at the shoes as well, you can see that the sole is separating on the front, something that's really common in Yohji shoes. So it looks like he's been wearing these a while, and I wonder whether that was just something that he cut out himself from the shoe, or it was manufactured like that, because why would you buy, like, it's just funny to think like a monkey boot is, you know, a tough shoe for out and about doing tough things, and you just cut the toes out. It'd be fun. Love it. He's got his goatee. Perhaps all the goatees were referencing his facial hair. Come to think of it, maybe. It's just funny. Yeah, so that's the show. Thank you for sitting with it for me. This was a lot longer than I anticipated it to be, but it's been fun to go talk about it. And I feel like talking about it, I've grown to appreciate parts of it a bit more. I am now very interested in trying on a hat. And I must know what they like, and I really want to see those full prints as well. What was your favorite look? I'm partial to the all black ones, but then the clashing full print looks as well are just beautiful. It was a fun show. I think like Yohji shows can feel very similar in terms of what's being put out there. But I've found that then going through this and talking through it with all of you, which I think I should do in future, has had me think about it a lot more and unpack it and my feelings towards it. So I do appreciate a lot more. So let me know if you'd like more of these kind of things. It's trying something a little different. There will be more videos coming up. I filmed a bunch of stuff. I just haven't edited it. I'm sorry I'm behind. I'm a person too. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, have fun. And as always, don't do anything I do, except try putting your thoughts and feelings down into video or into Word, something, discussing it of a show that you've liked, because you might find that you appreciate it more than you'd expect. Or the other way around. Alright, you'll take care. Bye-bye.